Right now, in this very moment, something is happening in the unseen realm. You can feel it even as your eyes move across these words. Your spirit knows it. Your body senses it. That racing in your heart, that trembling in your hands, the way your mind is pulled to pay attention right now. It is not an accident. It is a sign, a divine signal that this message is not just another word on a screen. It has been sent, carved out of eternity, and delivered directly to you, not to your neighbor, not to the millions scrolling past, but to you, because heaven has marked you for something. You have been wondering, haven't you? Asking in silence, crying out in private. God, do you see me? Do you hear me? Do you know what I've been through? Do you know how much I've lost? How much I've fought? How much I've carried? And now, the answer is breaking through. Heaven is declaring, yes, yes, every tear has been counted. Yes, every unanswered prayer has been stored. Yes, every disappointment, every delay, every betrayal you thought went unseen has been recorded in the book of remembrance. And today, this very moment, the message comes, your alert, your final warning, your divine opportunity. This is not ordinary. This is rare. This is sacred. And it comes with urgency. Because what you do in this moment will decide what unfolds in your life in the next season. If you turn away, if you scroll, if you dismiss this voice, your miracle will not vanish into thin air. It will pass to another. Heaven's blessings are too powerful to be wasted. What was prepared for you will find a vessel. The only question is, will it be you? Or will it slip away to someone else while you stand still, wondering why nothing ever changes? Feel that stirring in your chest, that chill on your skin, that voice whispering, don't leave. This is for you. That is heaven pressing against your heart, trying to pull you closer. You are not here by chance. You are not hearing this by coincidence. Out of billions of people, God has interrupted your path right now, right here, because the heavens are moving on your behalf. Do not underestimate the timing of this moment. For weeks, months, maybe even years, you have been waiting for a sign, for clarity, for a confirmation that you are not forgotten. And here it is, wrapped not in thunder, not in fire from the sky, but in these words, charged with power, vibrating with urgency, burning with divine intention. You are chosen. You are marked. And the heavens will not allow you to remain where you are. Listen, there are forces that have been fighting you, holding you down, trying to convince you that you are ordinary, that your prayers are empty, that your future is sealed in disappointment. But those forces are trembling right now because heaven is speaking. When God declares, a final alert. It shakes every chain. It rattles every prison door. It silences every lying voice that has whispered failure over your life. And so I tell you, don't ignore this. Don't harden your heart. Don't say, maybe later. Later does not exist. Tomorrow is not promised. Right now is the only moment heaven deals in. Right now is the crossing point where your destiny is either seized or lost. Your miracle is waiting, but if you skip this, it will pass. It will find another vessel ready to believe, ready to act, ready to receive. You have been tested long enough. You have been hidden long enough. You have suffered in silence long enough. This is your final call, your last alert, your divine appointment. Heaven is leaning over the balcony of eternity, pointing at you, whispering your name, and saying, "It is time." Do not miss this. Do not let it pass. So, listen closely. Stay present. Let your heart open. Let your spirit rise. This is not entertainment. This is not coincidence. This is heaven's final alert, and it is yours. You have carried so much more than anyone around you knows. Behind your smile, behind your strength, behind the way you keep showing up, there is a history of silent battles that nobody clapped for, nobody applauded, nobody even noticed. You've gone to bed with questions eating at your mind and woken up with the same heaviness pressing on your chest. The world only sees the mask you wear, but heaven sees the tears on your pillow, the sighs in your breath, the weight in your heart. There were moments you prayed until your voice was hoarse, but silence was the only answer that seemed to come. There were nights you tried to sleep, but every memory of betrayal, every wound of rejection, every disappointment replayed itself in your head like a cruel movie. People told you to move on, to be strong, to stop expecting too much. But how could you stop expecting when your spirit knew there was more? How could you silence the ache inside when your very soul kept whispering, "This is not the end. This cannot be all there is"? You have asked yourself why delays keep finding you. Why every time you get close to breakthrough, something collapses. Why doors open just wide enough for you to see what could be, and then slam shut before you can step through. And you've started to wonder if maybe it's you. Maybe you're cursed. Maybe you're forgotten. Maybe heaven has overlooked you. But listen carefully. Heaven saw it all. The betrayals that ripped your heart apart. The broken promises that left you hollow. The times you poured everything into someone only to be left with nothing but silence in return. You weren't imagining it. You weren't overreacting. You weren't weak for feeling crushed. You were right to feel what you felt. You were right to question. You were right to cry. Because what you went through was heavy. It was unfair. It was enough to make anybody feel abandoned. And yet, you kept going, even when your hands shook, even when your faith cracked, even when nobody stood beside you. You kept walking. Heaven took note of that. Every hidden step you took, every silent sacrifice you made, every moment you swallowed your pain so others could smile. It was all written down, and still, you carry wounds no one has treated. People saw your strength and assumed you didn't need help. They saw your resilience and assumed you weren't hurting. But the truth is, you have been bleeding quietly while others leaned on you, while others came to you for comfort, while others used you for their own gain. And in your weakest moments, when you needed someone to hold you up, there was no one. You thought you were alone. You thought no one noticed. You thought your suffering was wasted. But heaven is saying, not one tear was wasted. Not one cry disappeared into the void. Not one lonely night went unseen. The angels were there. God was there, watching, recording, holding you even when you felt abandoned. You see, the reason your heart is still alive, the reason you are still breathing, the reason you haven't given up entirely is because heaven never let go of you. Even when you thought you were lost, you were being carried. And here you are, reading this very word in this exact moment. Because the pain you endured was not random. The delays were not meaningless. The betrayals were not overlooked. They were all part of a larger battle, a larger preparation, a larger divine setup for what is about to unfold in your life. You see, heaven does not waste suffering. Heaven converts pain into power, tears into testimonies, grief into glory. And that is why this final alert has come to you, because everything you thought was a loss is about to become proof of your CHOSENNESS. So, yes, your instincts were right. You weren't crazy to believe you deserved more. You weren't wrong to feel frustrated at how long it's taken. You weren't weak for wanting to give up some days. You were human. You were real. And heaven honors that realness. Because the ones who cry are the ones who are comforted. The ones who mourn are the ones who are filled with joy. And the ones who endure the fire are the ones who step out, shining like gold. But let's be honest. There were days you asked yourself if life was punishing you, if heaven had forgotten your name, if maybe you weren't worthy after all. You saw others rise while you stayed stuck. You watched doors swing wide open for people who didn't even pray, didn't even try, didn't even care as much as you did. And you whispered, "Why not me? What did I do wrong? Why does it always feel like I am left behind?" Those questions haunted you. They whispered in the quiet moments when nobody else was around. They made you second guess your choices, your faith, your worth. They made you wonder if maybe you should settle, if maybe you should shrink your expectations, if maybe it was safer to stop hoping altogether. Because hope is painful when it doesn't seem to come true. Hope stretches your heart only to break it again. And so, part of you thought about shutting down, closing off, lowering your standards. But even in that moment, something in your spirit refused to die. Something inside of you said, "No, I cannot stop believing. I cannot stop hoping. I cannot let go of the dream that was planted inside me." That inner voice was not stubbornness. It was not denial. It was heaven. It was God Himself whispering through your spirit, keeping your faith alive even when everything else was trying to smother it. That is why you are still standing. That is why you haven't lost your mind. That is why you haven't given up. Because the flame of destiny inside you cannot be extinguished. And yes, people may have mocked you for still believing. They may have rolled their eyes when you spoke of your dreams. They may have told you to be realistic, to stop waiting for miracles, to settle for less. But they didn't see what heaven saw. They didn't hear the whispers you heard. They didn't feel the fire that still burns in you. And so, they couldn't understand why you kept pressing forward, why you kept expecting, why you kept holding on. Heaven understood, though. Heaven saw the way you clung to faith even when your hands were tired. Heaven saw the way you walked into rooms smiling even though your heart was breaking. Heaven saw the way you encouraged others when you were starving for encouragement yourself. And heaven was moved because your struggle wasn't wasted. Your waiting wasn't in vain. It was forming you. It was shaping you. It was preparing you for what others cannot carry. You see, the reason you have been through more than most is because you are destined to receive more than most. The reason you were delayed is because what you are waiting for requires perfect timing. The reason you were rejected is because heaven was protecting you from what would have destroyed you. And the reason you felt alone is because heaven wanted you to realize that God was your only true source. Not the people, not the connections, not the opportunities, but Him alone. So, no, You were not overlooked. You were not abandoned. You were not punished. You were being refined, tested, trained, positioned, like gold in the fire, like diamonds under pressure, like seeds in the dark, waiting for the season of breakthrough. And now, that season is upon you. That's why this final alert has arrived at your doorstep, because heaven wants you to know the pain is ending, the delay is breaking, the betrayal is being reversed, and your story is about to shift. Let that sink in for a moment. Think of every unanswered prayer, every disappointment, every tear, every lonely night, every betrayal, every time you felt invisible, every time you thought it was over. All of it, every single moment, is being gathered, redeemed, and transformed into the evidence of your coming miracle. What you thought would destroy you has only made you the perfect vessel for what's about to arrive. So don't despise your struggle. Don't dismiss your tears. Don't regret your waiting, because heaven has counted every second. And today, heaven is saying, it was worth it. You were right to keep going. You were right to believe. You were right to hope. And soon, very soon, you will see why there comes a moment when heaven must not only comfort you, but also establish its authority, so you know beyond doubt that what is being spoken carries the full weight of eternity. This is that moment. Hear me clearly. I do not speak my own words. I am not here to give you empty encouragement, sweet platitudes, or motivational lines to temporarily soothe your wounds. No, what is happening now carries the seal of heaven, the authority of the throne, the decree of the Almighty. Even as you read these words, angelic presence surrounds you. I see in the spirit realm that Archangel Michael, the warrior of heaven, has been dispatched concerning you. He has fought battles you never saw, battles in the night while you slept, battles in your workplace, battles in your relationships, battles in your very mind. The reason you are still standing after everything is because heaven's armies have encamped around you. You are not here by your own strength. You are here because heaven decreed you would not be defeated. And make no mistake, this is rare. These kinds of messages do not come every day. They are not sent to everyone. They are released only to the chosen, the marked, the appointed ones whose lives are destined to shake nations, break chains, and carry divine fire into the earth. That is why this feels different to you. That is why your spirit is burning even now, because this word is not generic. It has been tailor-made for you. I have seen in the spirit what heaven has written about you. Pages upon pages of decrees, promises, and inheritance with your name engraved upon them. While others doubted you, heaven appointed you. While others walked away from you, heaven drew closer to you. While others dismissed you as ordinary, heaven crowned you as extraordinary. And today, through this final alert, heaven is declaring publicly what has always been true privately. You are chosen. You are marked. You are anointed for such a time as this. The divine courts have convened concerning you. The judge of all creation has declared, "This one belongs to me." Your case has been reviewed. The accusations of the enemy, the whispers of doubt, the lies of betrayal, all of them have been brought before the throne. And one by one, heaven has overruled them. The gavel has struck. The decree has been sealed. And the order has gone out into the earth. Your destiny will not be stolen. Your inheritance will not be delayed any longer. That is why you must take this moment seriously. This is not human wisdom. This is divine revelation. This is not another video, another message, another voice lost in the noise. This is a heavenly dispatch, a prophetic release, a sacred scroll delivered to your very spirit. And if you will receive it, if you will believe it, it will shift everything in your life. Do you feel the weight of these words pressing on you? That heaviness in your chest is not fear, it is glory. It is the presence of heaven confirming that this moment is sacred. Angels witness what you are reading now. They stand as proof that this decree is not imagined, not manufactured, but authorized from the throne of God. Archangel Michael has been dispatched to guard what is about to be released in your life. This is the same warrior who struck down principalities, who stood against kingdoms of darkness, who fought on behalf of prophets and kings. And now he is assigned to fight for you. He carries not just a sword of light, but a scroll in his hand, your scroll. Written upon it are the victories heaven has decreed for you, the blessings heaven has reserved for you, and the miracles heaven is ready to release into your life. This is why the attacks against you have been so fierce. This is why the delays were so long, because the enemy saw the seal of heaven on your life and tried to intercept it. The warfare you endured was not proof of your weakness, but proof of your importance. Nobody fights over what doesn't matter. Nobody targets what has no value. The very fact that you have been so pressed, so resisted, so attacked is heaven's evidence that your calling terrifies hell itself. And now the verdict is final. The authority of heaven is behind you. The decree has been spoken. This child is mine. This chosen one will rise. This vessel will carry my glory. No enemy, no betrayal, no curse, no delay can overturn it. And all creation will bear witness to it. Listen carefully. Very few are given the kind of revelation you are receiving right now. This is not random encouragement. This is a prophetic unveiling. You are being invited into the secrets of heaven's chambers. You are hearing what was decided in eternity past about your destiny. You are stepping into rare knowledge, holy access, sacred disclosure. Heaven does not hand this out to the masses, only to the chosen, only to the faithful, only to those who have endured long enough to be trusted with it. And you, yes, you have been judged worthy. That is why your miracle cannot remain hidden any longer. That is why this final alert has been sounded over your life. Because the God of heaven and earth has leaned forward from his throne, pointed his finger at your name, and said, "Release it. The time has come." Do you feel that shift in your spirit? That pull, that trembling, that fire rising inside you? It is the authority of heaven resting upon you now. Receive it, believe it, hold it, for it is not the word of man, but the decree of God. There is a reason you are here, right now, in this moment, reading these words. It is not coincidence. It is not an accident. It is divine timing. The heavens have waited until this exact moment to peel back the veil and show you what has been hidden from your eyes. For too long, the truth was obscured, clouded by disappointment, blurred by delays, twisted by betrayal. But now, heaven says, enough. The truth must be revealed. Listen closely. There are forces that have worked against you, some visible, some invisible, some near, some far. You thought certain people were friends, but behind their smiles, they were siphoning your strength. You believed certain opportunities were divine, but they were traps laid to drain your energy. You carried relationships that looked like blessings, but were disguised as burdens. And you asked yourself, why does it always end in pain? Why do the people I trust hurt me most? Heaven answers now. It was the enemy, cloaked in familiarity, using vessels around you to break you from the inside. But hear this, every betrayal is being overturned. Every hidden enemy is being exposed. Every mask is being ripped off. No longer will you walk blind, wondering who is for you and who is against you. Heaven is shining its light, and the pretenders are trembling. Those who drained your joy, those who whispered against you, those who smiled in your face while stabbing you in the back, they will be revealed. You will no longer waste your energy on those who cannot carry your destiny. And why now? Because the timing has finally aligned. Heaven operates on schedules, and there are seasons written for your life that even you did not know. You thought your delay was punishment. You thought your waiting was wasted. But the truth is, heaven was orchestrating a perfect alignment. There were blessings being prepared, doors being built, opportunities being woven together, and they could not be released until this moment. And now the time has come. That is why your spirit feels this urgency. That is why you sense this fire. Because heaven's clock has struck your hour. Understand this: spiritual warfare has been raging over you. You were not just fighting depression or lack or loneliness. You were fighting principalities. You were fighting unseen rulers that wanted to smother your destiny. Every sleepless night was not just random, it was war. Every sudden betrayal was not just personal, it was war. Every delay, every rejection, every blocked door, war. And yet, through it all, you survived. You endured. You didn't even realize angels were warring beside you. Archangel Michael himself drew his sword on your behalf. That is why the attacks didn't kill you. That is why the storms didn't drown you. That is why you are still breathing, still reading, still alive right now, because you were protected. And what have you been protected for? Inheritance. Heaven has stored blessings with your name on them. While others mocked you, heaven was preparing a table for you. From you, heaven was multiplying what they thought they had taken. There are promises that your family never received, blessings that skipped generations, miracles that were delayed by unbelief, and they are all converging now, waiting for you. You are the chosen vessel to inherit what others forfeited. See it in your spirit, chains snapping off your feet, doors swinging wide open, crowns being lowered onto your head. You are not just surviving, you are stepping into rulership. You are not just escaping, you are stepping into ownership. You are not just being rescued, you are being enthroned. This is what heaven has been preparing for you to finally see. Who you are, to finally walk in the authority you've carried all along. Your enemies are about to watch in silence. The ones who mocked you will be forced to witness your rising. The ones who betrayed you will choke on their own words as they see you elevated. The ones who thought you were finished will bow their heads as heaven vindicates you. Because this is not about luck. This is about divine reversal. Tables are turning, and you are the one heaven is raising in this hour. And yet, heaven says, do not fear the exposure. Do not mourn the endings. Do not weep over what I remove, because when heaven reveals, it also heals. What you lose now was never meant for your future. What walks away now was never strong enough to carry your crown. And what breaks in this season is making room for the glory that is about to fill your life. So take this to heart. Your waiting was not punishment, it was preservation. Your pain was not abandonment, it was preparation. Your silence was not neglect, it was training. Every hidden thing is now being unveiled. Every locked door is being opened. Every delayed promise is being released. And this final alert is the trumpet sound of heaven saying, "Rise, chosen one. The time is now." The Spirit is showing me this. You have stood at many doors, but each time they seemed to shut. Before you could step in, you knocked, but no answer. You prayed, but silence. You prepared yourself, but nothing moved. And you wondered, am I cursed? Am I forgotten? Is something wrong with me? But the truth was never rejection. It was redirection. Those doors had to stay closed because heaven had prepared greater doors that only open at the appointed hour. And now, beloved, those doors are swinging wide. Can you feel it? It is the shift in the atmosphere around you. It is the stirring in your spirit right now. What felt like a lifetime of waiting is suddenly transforming into divine acceleration. Where once there was delay, now there will be rapid release. Where once you saw no, you will now hear yes. Where once you stood outside, you will now be ushered in. This is the season heaven has been preparing, the moment your hidden inheritance is unlocked. But do not be surprised when the exposure begins. Heaven will reveal the betrayers, the pretenders, the counterfeit opportunities that were never meant to carry you forward. This may sting at first. People you trusted may fall away. F's you thought were permanent may dissolve. But understand, this is heaven clearing your table for the feast. There is no room for snakes when heaven is setting a banquet before you. There is no space for deception when heaven is placing a crown upon your head. Every counterfeit will be stripped away so that only the true, the pure, the destined can remain. See this vision clearly. Chains snapping from your ankles. Heavy doors creaking open with blinding lights spilling through. A scroll being unrolled. In heaven's court with your name written across it. Angels standing on either side, declaring it is time. Release the inheritance. Release the blessing. Release the miracle. And as the decree goes forth, nothing, no power of darkness, no word of betrayal, no delay of man can stop it. This is why the enemy fought you so violently. He knew the size of what you were carrying. He knew the weight of what was about to be released. He knew that if you ever reached this hour, you would become unstoppable. So he tried to bury you in discouragement. He tried to smother you in betrayal. He tried to blind you with distractions. But heaven laughs at the enemy's schemes because none of them worked. You are still standing. You are still here. You are still ready to receive. And heaven is saying, now is the moment. Now is the hour. What was delayed will no longer be delayed. What was withheld will no longer be withheld. What was stolen will be restored. Every battle you endured, every tear you cried, every prayer you whispered, they were not wasted. They became fuel, evidence, testimony, power. And now, heaven is releasing it all back to you, multiplied, overflowing, pressed down, and running over. Do you not see it? The crowns descending, the chains breaking, the light breaking through the cracks of the prison you've been in. Is not imagination. This is revelation. What heaven has declared cannot be undone. Your inheritance has your name etched in eternal ink. Your miracle has been signed in blood that cannot be erased. Your blessing has been sealed with the authority of heaven's throne. And this is not just about you. The revelation is greater. Heaven has been preparing you not only for survival, but for impact. What you receive will overflow to your family. What is being released will heal generational wounds. What is being restored will break generational curses. What is being unveiled will not end with you. It will ripple through your bloodline, your community, your destiny. That is why the weight was so heavy. That is why the battle was so fierce. Because you were carrying more than just your own future. You were carrying the redemption of many. So when heaven says final alert, understand, this is not casual. This is not optional. This is your moment to rise, to take hold of what has always belonged to you. Look around. The light is breaking in. Look within. The fire is rising. Look above. The angels are descending. And look ahead. The doors are opening. This is your inheritance. This is your revelation. This is your hour. And heaven whispers once more, do not delay. Do not doubt. Do not look back. For what is coming is greater than anything you've ever lost. What is arriving is beyond what you even prayed for, and the only thing that can stop it is if you let it pass you by. Heaven is not only revealing what was hidden, heaven is also releasing the solution. This is where everything shifts, where pain becomes power, where loss becomes restoration, where delay becomes acceleration. You did not come this far to be teased by empty promises. You came this far because heaven is about to deliver, and what is coming will not trickle. It will overflow. Listen carefully. In the next season, you will see signs, undeniable confirmations, that heaven's decree is active over your life. For some of you, the first sign will come in an unexpected message, a phone call that seems ordinary but carries destiny. For others, it will be a door suddenly opening that you thought had been locked forever. For some, it will be a financial release, unexpected provision, sudden increase, a miracle that wipes away the lack that has stalked you. For others, it will be relationships healed, families restored, connections mended. Heaven is saying, watch closely, for the signs will come quickly, and they will prove that this final alert was real, and heaven is not vague about timing. There are miracles scheduled for the next 7 days. There are breakthroughs marked for the next 24 hours. There are testimonies that will rise out of this very week. Do not dismiss this as wishful thinking. This is divine precision. Heaven knows your address, your situation, your exact need, and the delivery of your miracle is already en route. Do not be surprised when you start feeling physical confirmations. That stirring in your stomach, that chill on your skin, that sudden warmth on your chest. These are not random. They are heaven's way of proving to you that what is being declared is being sealed in your spirit. As you believe, your body will testify. As you agree, your spirit will shift. And as you receive, your world will change. Now, here are the categories of blessing that heaven is pouring out. Financial miracles. Resources you thought were gone will return. Opportunities you thought were closed will open. Unexpected provision will locate you. Debts will dissolve. Contracts will be signed. What you lost in finances will come back multiplied. Because heaven's decree is not subtraction, but multiplication, relational restoration. Broken connections will be mended. Families will reconcile. Marriages will be healed. Friendships that were poisoned will be cleansed. And those who were meant to walk with you but were delayed will suddenly appear, aligned by divine timing. Health renewal. Strength will return to your body. Energy will rise again. Diseases that tried to cling to you will vanish. Pain that tried to define your days will dissolve. Heaven's decree is wholeness, not weakness. And as the word takes root, your body will testify with restoration, spiritual breakthrough. The heaviness that sat on your chest will lift. The confusion that clouded your mind will clear. The whispers of doubt will fall silent, and you will rise with clarity, with peace, with unstoppable faith. Heaven's decree is freedom, not bondage, and there will be overflow. Not just enough to recover, but enough to overflow. Not just enough for your household, but enough to shake generations. You see, heaven's solution is never small. Heaven's solution always comes pressed down, shaken together, running over. But here is the condition. You must not dismiss this moment. If you believe, if you receive, if you open your spirit, you will see it. But if you scroll past, if you doubt, if you dismiss, the miracle will not vanish. It will pass to another. This is why heaven is shouting final alert. Because the blessings are ready. The miracles are scheduled. The release is waiting. And the only missing piece is your agreement. So lift your head, beloved. Stop bowing under the weight of delay. Stop shrinking under the memory of betrayal. Stop doubting because of past disappointments. This is a new season. This is a new decree. This is the hour when your miracle is released. And if you will receive it, if you will hold it, if you will not let go, it will manifest before your very eyes. Beloved, the promise is not only about what is coming, it is about who you are becoming. The breakthrough you are about to witness is designed to transform not just your circumstances, but your very identity. No longer will you see yourself as overlooked, forgotten, or abandoned. You will rise with the knowledge that heaven itself has chosen you, and everything that follows will flow out of this identity. Picture this: you walking into rooms where once you felt small, but now you carry unshakable confidence because you know heaven has already gone before you. Picture yourself opening your bank account and weeping, not from lack, but from overflow that you never imagined would touch your life. Picture the phone ringing, and on the other side of the line, the opportunity you prayed for, the one you thought had passed you by. Heaven is saying, prepare yourself, because the answers you imagined are on their way, and they will come suddenly, immediately, overwhelmingly, and do not underestimate the speed of this shift. For years, you waited, and nothing seemed to change. But in a moment, everything can turn. Just as Joseph went from the prison to the palace in a single day, so will your story shift in sudden acceleration. What you thought would take years will unfold in days. What you thought was impossible will become testimony. And those who doubted you will stand shocked as heaven lifts you into the fulfillment of every whispered prayer. Understand this: heaven's promises are not fragile. They cannot be broken by human hands. They cannot be canceled by betrayal. They cannot be undone by delay. The word of the Lord is eternal, and once it is released, it must accomplish what it was sent to do. This final alert is proof that the promises over your life are entering their appointed time. And when the promises come, you will not only see blessing, you will see vindication. The lies spoken about you will collapse. The whispers of your enemies will turn to silence. The ones who mocked you for believing will watch in awe as your faith produces fruit. For this is not only about provision, it is about vindication. Heaven is proving that you were right to believe, right to wait, right to hope, right to endure. Even now, heaven is whispering, lift your eyes, expect again, hope again, dream again. The enemy tried to convince you that dreaming was dangerous, that hoping would only break your heart, that believing would only disappoint you again. But heaven is saying, this time, the promise will manifest. This time, the seed will sprout. This time, the word will not return void. So, what must you do? Believe, receive. Hold this word in your spirit like treasure. Speak it out loud. This is my miracle. This is my appointed time. Because as you speak, the atmosphere shifts. As you believe, heaven aligns. As you declare, the earth responds. And remember this, heaven's solution is not meant to stop with you. You are being blessed to become a blessing. You are being healed to become a healer. You are being restored so that you can restore others. The overflow that comes to you is meant to pour out of you. That is why it will not be small. That is why it will not be fragile. That is why it will not be temporary. This is a lasting breakthrough, a generational blessing, a shift that will outlive you. So, take heart. The storm is over. The warfare is ending. The struggle is being silenced. You are stepping into a season where heaven's solutions will flood your life from every direction. Expect the signs. Expect the miracles. Expect the overflow. And most of all, do not let it pass you by, because this is your final alert, and what you do with it will decide what unfolds in your destiny. You have heard the revelation. You have seen the promise. But now heaven leans closer and says, do not let this slip from your hands. Because many hear and walk away unchanged. Many glimpse the promise and doubt it into silence. Many stand at the doorway and never step through. That will not be your story. You have come too far. You have invested too deeply to walk away empty-handed. Listen again. The decree over your life is final. The miracle is already moving toward you. The breakthrough is already unfolding. The shift is already in progress. But the danger is not that heaven will withdraw it. The danger is that you might stop believing just before it arrives. And so, heaven repeats itself again until it sinks into your spirit. You are chosen. You are appointed. You are anointed. This is your time. Feel those words press deeper. Say them out loud, even now. Whisper them if you must, but let your ears hear your own voice. Declare them. I am chosen. I am appointed. I am anointed. This is my time. Because as you declare, your spirit aligns, your mind submits, and your body begins to testify. Think back for a moment. How many times did you almost give up? How many nights did you nearly quit? How many seasons did you say, I can't take this anymore? And yet, you didn't stop. Something in you held on. Something in you refused to surrender. And that something was heaven's seed inside of you, keeping you alive, keeping you moving, keeping you standing until this very moment. That endurance is proof that you are meant to finish, proof that your miracle is real, proof that your final alert is not a mistake. And so, I tell you, beloved, lean in closer, believe harder. Do not dismiss the physical signs you feel even now. That stirring in your stomach, that weight on your shoulders lifting, that fire in your chest. It is the Spirit confirming this word in your body. Heaven always leaves a witness, and your very flesh is near do not say, maybe this is just coincidence. No, coincidence cannot make your heart race at the exact moment heaven speaks. Coincidence cannot make tears well up when divine authority declares your promise. Coincidence cannot send chills down your spine when the Spirit whispers, this is you. This is now. This is real. That is heaven's fingerprint on your life. That is divine confirmation. And let me warn you, the enemy would love nothing more than for you to read these words and walk away unchanged. He will whisper, it's just emotion, it's just words. Nothing will happen. He will try to lull you back into doubt, back into waiting, back into despair. But you cannot afford to believe him, because heaven's decree is clear. This is your time. If you ignore it, if you dismiss it, if you let it slip, the miracle will not vanish. It will pass to another. Do not let your inheritance slip away because of hesitation. Remember this truth: the same God who preserved you through every battle is the same God who is releasing this promise now. The same angels who shielded you in the night are the same angels who carry your blessing now. The same Spirit that whispered, keep going, is the Spirit shouting, it is here. Nothing has changed except the season, and the season has shifted in your favor. So let this repetition anchor you. You are chosen. You are called. You are appointed. You are anointed. This is your time. Say it again. Whisper it. Declare it. Let it echo in your house. Let it fill the air around you. Because the more you speak it, the more heaven enforces it. The more you declare it, the more earth aligns with it. The more you believe it, the faster it manifests. Beloved, lean in once more, because heaven is not finished pressing this into your spirit. Think of how far you've come. If your story was only meant to end in loss, it would have ended long ago. If your journey was only meant for disappointment, you would not still be standing. The very fact that you are here, in this moment, breathing, reading, receiving, is the loudest evidence that heaven is still at work on your behalf. So do not let go now. You've already endured the hardest chapters. You've already walked through the darkest nights. You've already paid the price in tears and silence and sacrifice. Why stop at the edge of breakthrough? Why quit at the doorway of your miracle? You've come too far to let it pass to another. This is your final alert, the decree that demands your agreement, your belief, your surrender to hope one more. Time.Heaven repeats it for you again. You are chosen. You are appointed. You are anointed. This is your time. Let it sink into your spirit until it becomes your heartbeat. Say it until your tongue believes it. Declare it until your atmosphere changes, because every repetition is not empty. Every repetition is an anchor. Every declaration is a seed. Every whisper is water on the soil of your destiny. Look around at your life. The very storms that should have destroyed you did not succeed. The betrayals that should have broken you did not finish you. The delays that should have drained you did not stop you. That is heaven's proof that you are unshakable. That is heaven's confirmation that you are unstoppable. That is heaven's sign that you are ready. And listen carefully. What comes next is greater than what has been lost. What is arriving is weightier than what slipped away. What heaven is preparing is so overwhelming that the pain of the past will pale in comparison to the joy of the rule. Promise, you will look back on these days not with regret, but with gratitude, because you will finally understand why you had to endure. But you must not waver now. Every time your mind whispers doubt, replace it with faith. Every time your heart trembles, remind yourself of heaven's decree. Every time the enemy whispers, "Nothing will change," shout back, "This is my time." Because your agreement fuels heaven's acceleration. Your faith unlocks heaven's release. Your persistence seals heaven's promise. And do not think this is just for today. This is a lifestyle shift. From this day forward, carry this truth with you. You are chosen. You are marked. You are anointed. You are unstoppable. Every morning, speak it. Every night, whisper it. Every battle, declare it. Because The more you remind yourself, the more you align with heaven's reality. So let this be the final repetition. You are chosen. You are appointed. You are anointed. This is your time. Do not forget it. Do not dismiss it. Because when heaven releases a final alert, it is not to tease you, it is to deliver you. And what is being delivered now is too precious to let go. Hold it, believe it, receive it, because your breakthrough is here, beloved. As these final words fall upon your spirit, receive them not as mere sentences, but as a blessing, a decree, a seal from heaven itself. You have walked through fire and not been consumed. You have carried weight and not collapsed. And now heaven declares over you, it is finished. The struggle has served its purpose. The waiting has fulfilled its assignment. The delay has reached its end. I speak blessing over your life. Blessing that cannot be revoked. Blessing that cannot be stolen. Blessing that cannot be silenced. May your days ahead overflow with abundance so great that the pain of your past is swallowed in joy. May your night be filled with peace so deep that every tear you cried is redeemed with laughter. May your body be strong, your mind clear, your spirit unwavering, your path illuminated. I decree over you restoration. What was lost is returning. What was stolen is being repaid sevenfold. What was delayed is arriving with acceleration. No more will you live in the shadows of yesterday. No more will you bow under the chains of disappointment. No more will you question if you are seen, if you are loved, if you are chosen. Heaven declares today, you are mine. You are marked. You are anointed. You are unstoppable. I bless your hands, that everything you touch will prosper. I bless your steps, that every path you walk will lead to divine alignment. I bless your voice, that when you speak, doors will open, enemies will scatter, and peace will settle around you. I bless your home, that it will be a sanctuary of joy, love, and overflowing provision. And I speak this final sealing word. May this moment be your turning point. May you remember this day as the day heaven spoke clearly, as the day everything shifted, as the day you said yes to your inheritance. When the enemy whispers in the future, may you remember this blessing and stand firm. When doubt tries to creep in, may you hear these words echo. Final alert, your miracle is yours, and it will not pass to another dot. So rise, beloved. Walk forward with confidence. Carry this blessing like a crown on your head, like fire in your spirit, like light in your card, like light in your court, the meadow bright of you. You are never alone. You are never abandoned. Heaven walks with you, angels surround you, and God Himself goes before you. It is done. It is sealed. It is finished. Your miracle is released. Your breakthrough is here, and nothing will ever be the same again.